Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So we last left off, we had finished up working with the travelers, getting rid of their leader, flaming her for something very important that we stole. And so, with that said, there's one major faction we have that we're working with that we have left to work with. Scholia Arcana. And well, since they're magic users, I figured I'd level up the part. Also, it just occurred to me, I did not set my abilities. So I want to make sure that's active constantly. And then, okay, yeah. There we go. But as mentioned, well, since if you take a look at our skills, we're pretty much, well, the fact that we're also level 33, and by level 40, if you find all the skill trainers and skill books, you will be able to max out all but one of the skills. And yeah, our skill advancement kind of shows where we're at with that. There's still 2 advanced trainers we need to find in 1 skill book, so we'll actually start by taking care of that. And thankfully, to make things nice and convenient, both skill trainers are actually here in the Hospitalis quarters in Odessa. First,
ain't no merchant, ain't no trader, got no coin, got no bread. So what are you needing out of me?
some training.
Yeah.
And so, we are master of advanced stealth. And then, where's the other one at? Okay, he's up there. I hope this is the right direction I need to take to get to them.
What now?
Multi-story buildings are a bit odd to get through sometimes.
I?
Well, following the map at least. The buildings themselves are pretty straightforward. You? Yep, you.
You are welcome to walk the aisles, but please be respectful. The buildings here house the pinnacles of gnomish society, knowledge and law.
And
Be well.
the master persuasion trainer, which now means that we have mastered the advanced level of all skills and are working our way towards the master level. As you can see, we've already got points in detected and mercantile. Was it that I did? Lockpicking, mostly because those have actual like major boosts at that first level of advanced training, and I had skill points that I'd okay, I need to spend somewhere when I respect. But well, if we not select start, if we take a look at consumable items, we have persuasion, alchemy, blacksmithing, detect hidden, lockpicking, which is actually the second lockpicking book we found. There's you can actually get a book for each of the skill types, and then there is a decent chance you'll get an extra one or just a random skill. We ended up with 2 lockpicking, with that one being a lockpicking book, which I've already used. But here's one. So yeah, persuasion, alchemy, blacksmithing, detect hidden, lockpicking, mercantile, sagecraft, and stealth. We are missing the skill book of dispelling, and I can see how I didn't find it, but I feel stupid for not having found it, because it's all the way back here in the Ballads library. Particularly, there's a fake cache up here on the 2nd floor. The rewards inside of it aren't really great for us, except for skill book of dispelling. So, with all the skill books, all the skill books, after reading this book, your persuasion skill is permanently increased. It is difficult to delve deep into rhetoric and the persuasive arts without first addressing the medium's inexorable detachment from fact, or put more simply, that which is obviously true. Now, one moment. My timer is not visible. That wasn't what I wanted. That was what I wanted. Sorry. Many of my colleagues in the Beskila and Nostra are quick to dismiss the value of an education based on the study of rhetoric for the simple reason that rhetoric emphasizes the form an argument takes rather than the basis of the argument itself. Any argument not grounded in hard, irrefutable facts is not worth being made, fought for, or upheld according to them. But there is a world beyond the syllogism, beyond the progressions of postulates and conclusions of discourse, and perhaps most importantly, there exist people over whom fact holds no meaning. It is in these times that a knowledge of rhetoric, of stance, elocution, and dramatization can reign. Another oft-given reason for the avoidance of studying rhetoric made by the scribes and the aides of the Domus Politica is the insistence that knowledge of rhetoric might somehow corrupt or otherwise pollute the moral fiber of the one that employs it. Surely, such detractors suggest that just as martial or financial power stokes a flame of ambition in those who wield it, so could the power of influence wielded by a rhetorician give way to equally rampant ambition. Against such claims I can only stand with mouth agape. Rhetoric is a product of our enlightened minds. To compare with martial authoritarianism or the practice of usury, to prevent it is merely another avenue for one being to express dominance over another is wholly absurd. True, rhetoric is a means to an end, but to achieve mastery over rhetoric, one must open one's mind to a corpus of the finest works these lands have to offer. The Misgivings by Ballard's Array, Decanus Carine's 25 and 1 supports, and internalize them. To excel at rhetoric is to be worldly. To be persuasive, one must examine issues from all sides, and to those that are easily persuaded by even an amateur, I might argue that they are asking to be taken advantage of. In light of such a testament, then, in the understanding that rhetoric requires such a breadth of knowledge, how can my opponents presume to know that rhetoric will yield to corruption? How can a mind that has seen so much, studied great works, and diversified their perception to such ends fall to base temptation? Is the pursuit of rhetorical ability not, in its own way, a quest for self-enlightenment? And under such a view, how could we ever assume that such a person could succumb? And then the alchemy skill book. In my many years of study, I have found that the natural ingredients used in the practice of alchemy can as easily be categorized by their method of combination as their essences. However, the task is not to be taken lightly. One wayward pinch of cripple spore is enough to leave even the hardiest Jotun weak for days. For this reason, I am writing this book, so that future alchemists, apothecaries, healers, and herbalists succeed in practicing this dangerous and mysterious art. Whereas a complete and exhaustive list of recipes and reagents may be of interest to the novice, I instead will provide a more valuable knowledge. The manner in which the potions, elixirs, tonics, restoratives, physics, never heard that used for a term of potions, and all their alchemical products are constructed. At first, this may seem elementary. The information can be divined by even the most experienced alchemist or inexperienced alchemist. However, there is a great lack of understanding by most practitioners of alchemy at what exactly occurs during the process of creating a vial of a magical liquid. Here, in abbreviated form, is that process. First, the alchemist needs the proper tools, and the most vital of these can be found in the alchemy workbench. This space and the accompanying equipment is necessary for even the most minor of alchemical procedures. Fortunately, workbenches can be found throughout Amalur in almost every town and village. Secondly, and just as crucial, the alchemist needs the reagents themselves. Reagent gathering is a skill and a craft unto itself, and many a brave soul is focused on nothing but the harvesting of alchemical reagents from the plants of the Feylands. The greatest concentration and variety of these plants can be found in the cradle of summer in the plains of Erethel. However, the diverse flora of Dalentarth often yields a bountiful variety, and the deserts of Daytur can hide a cornucopia of minerals and flowers. There are a great number of reagents indeed, too many to list here. However, one commonly accepted principle is that every reagent worth harvesting carries within itself a prime essence. Take, for example, the sativa stalk. As this tough, ubiquitous weed can be found throughout the Feylands in the most extreme climates and conditions. It is required in many potions that involve affecting the corporeal aspects of the imbiber, and clearly is imbued with an essence of the physical nature. It is easily surmised that the harvested fibers of this weed possess an essence relating to the physical world. Finally, the alchemist must possess the unique recipe and appropriate experience required to handle the delicate and intricate nature of combining reagents. There are countless methods for mixing potions: boiling, mashing, calcination, sublimation, smoking, distillation, dilution, adsorption, ceration, or chromatography, congelation, and so forth. The brave may even experiment with a recipe, however, it is a dangerous risk and it is strongly discouraged except in cases of emergency. While this is by no means the entire body of knowledge in the alchemical method, it is a solid foundation. Armed with this knowledge, you are now able to perform rudimentary alchemy, only through your own dedication will you progress in this field. Good luck, and may your potions always taste delicious. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all these books, these are taking a while. But yes, blacksmithing. Detect hidden. The spelling that we just found. Lockpicking. Oh, we've already learned the lockpicking sequence contained in this book. Okay. So even though you can get 2 of them, I guess you can only use 1. Okay. Mercantile. Sagecraft. Stealth. And so with that... Behold. And so with that, we now, each one of them, there's of course the Master Trainer, none of which we can actually get to at this point. They're all in, over here in Clerkion, or I think there's even a few in Alabastra. But... we now have, well, with the exception of Detect Hidden, we can put 1 last point into them. Which, considering, you know, we have 7 more levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And alchemy is kind of the one that's the least useful in getting to max level as it is. But we can also actually, through the DLC, find some additional trainers for actually that, mercantile, and stealth. But given that alchemy is, like I said, kind of the least useful of the, you know, worth maxing out, yeah, I'm going to worry the least about that one. Anyway, with all that said about leveling up skills and such, let's go ahead and make our way here to Rathier.
City Watch, be on your way.
First things first, merchant. Need a merchant.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Yo, home
Places
slice.
worth their salt. Buy from Leogriff's. So long.
Alright, so with all the junk sold off, let's make our way back up to the Scholarly Arcana to continue that set of quests here, as we kind of originally were talking about doing before we got distracted by learning skills and such.
Oh, such a state. Welcome.
Welcome indeed.
Hello.
Hello yourself.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Greetings, neophyte. So, a necromancer was behind Melaglia's disappearing villagers. Disturbing. My suspicions regarding your potential were well-founded. You are forthwith promoted to the rank of docent. As a docent, your first order of business is to the west, to speak with a man named Anka Edmure.
Okay, why am I speaking to him and who are they?
You are to liaise with a man named Anka Edmure, a rather enthusiastic sagecrafter from the village of Emir to the west. He often sends reports of mystical occurrences that usually turn out to be exaggerated tales of inebriated fever dreams. His latest cry for help, however, may hold some truth. Go to Emir, speak to the man, and find out what he means by Shardfall has come alive.
Shardfall has
goodbye
come
then.
alive? That sounds ominous. Alright. Well, I guess we should go talk to them and figure out what exactly Shardfell has come alive even means. Where are they at? Oh, all the way over there, huh? Okay. Fortunately, actually, can we quick travel from here? I don't believe it lets us, but let me just double check. Yeah, we can't travel fast. We can fast travel from here. Go figure.
Good evening.
Good evening. Actually, wait, can we fast travel from here now? There we go.
Scholia Arcana, are you not? I'm so very honored to make your acquaintance. I know what I wrote was vague. At first, I didn't know what I was dealing with. It's just... Shardfall. It's changed.
What do you mean, changed? Also, what is Shardfall?
Shardfall is a cave to the west and north. It's a good place to harvest shards, hence the name. The place always has a bit of a chill, but recently the cave became cold. And it howls like it's angry. Many days past, my assistant, Donald Cutty, delved into the cave to collect samples. He never returned.
The cave howls?
It's more than just wind. It's like the cave is screaming. I could almost make out the words too, but I couldn't take the cold. I had to flee.
So, how can I help?
I tried to find my assistant, but I failed. The cold of the cave is too great. Not 6 steps in, my boots froze to the very rock. That's why I've been devising a talisman to stay warm. The work is almost complete, too. I just need one last thing. If you're willing to aid me, perhaps we can solve this mystery.
Okay, what did you have in mind?
After I failed to make it deeper into Shardfall than just a few steps, I put up a barrier. No need to have some poor fool stumble in there by mistake. The barrier will let you through if you have an amulet that can keep you warm. Like one made from a Barghest's heart. A Paragon Barghest, that'll do just fine. I've heard of one ranging north of Emyr. If you can kill it, fetch me its heart, and I will be able to complete my pendant.
Alright.
I'll be here.
So we need to figure out, need to kill a Barghest to get him to make us a pendant so that we can get into the cave.
Hello again.
Hello again. You're still bleeding there, I see. Might be worth it to do something about that, good sir. Let's see, where are we at level-wise? Yeah, we'll probably... I love doing that. Alright, cool. There we go. Still beating Heart of a Barghest. Feels like we might want to move quick about delivering that one.
Paragon Barghest. Incredibly tough creatures they are. Give me a moment. There, take it. You're better suited to plumbing the depths of Shardfall than I. You can now brave the cold to investigate exactly what's happening.
Alright. So, I guess we should make our way to Shardfall then. We should explore Shardfall by starting just a little bit off to the side of where Shardfall is. Apparently. Actually need to have the, what's it called, equipped. Probably not. Let's see. Yeah, increase the fire damage, boost ice resistance. Yeah, I think I'll stick with what I have. Alright, so as far as this place here, where did I put that at? Shortfall, there we go. It's scaled at levels 12 to 30, so it's actually not too far from what level we are right now. Still a little below us, especially since we're not too far off from hitting level 34. Why do I keep thinking we're level 32? We're level 33. Seriously, that spell is kind of a win button. Lands with daggers don't do us any good. At least not for this build. It might have for the build we were running before, but not anymore. And, yeah, you can find lots of shards here. That will actually become kind of useful. I forget. One moment here. No. No. Okay, no, it's okay. So, persuasion, mercantile, detect hidden, and blacksmithing are the ones that once we get on with the story, we'll be able to get leveled up without much difficulty. So, probably should focus on those, because then we can just max out those skills, starting with blacksmithing. Actually, this is a bit of overkill. I probably should have gone for that. Oh. Dead? No, you're not dead yet. Okay, now you're dead. There we go. You know, that's one thing, like, the whole open world game design thing is not something I'm always big into, but I do always love and just find those gorgeous looking spots. Like, it's, I suppose, not necessarily unique to open world games, but it does seem to pop up far more often in those, because there's more world to explore, so I guess a higher chance to just stumble on something that looks good. I don't know. Oh. Okay, well, dodged a little too late there, that's great. You know what, screw it. With how quickly the spells seem to recharge, and how that just kind of ends fights, that, as I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's kind of a win button right there. So I guess we might as well enjoy it, because once we finish with this, we're going to start experimenting with hybrid builds. And hybrid builds, you don't really get the top tier skills. So, you know, might as well enjoy them while we're here doing, you know, focused singular builds, and we can use them. Yeah, so far doesn't seem to be much going on here. Oh, we got those magical reacting flowers. Nope, okay, you're all dead. Cool. Though honestly, giving the mages kind of a win button like that makes a certain amount of sense, as their weapons... I mean, they're not bad, but... actually, really... probably the best weapons in the game are all appropriate enough to the warrior. I don't want an experience booster. Don't really have much use for it. But, like, you know, this isn't bad, considering, like, the range that you had, but that's kind of mid-range, and when you look at the, like, special attacks, like, you got there's that, and admittedly this one, the charge is useful, but it's just the charge abilities, you know, in mid-combos and all that. Actually, both of these do have solid AoE, get the heck away from me charge attacks, so there is that. And that's kind of cool, but the attacks that come off of dodges... how the heck did it go off while I was in the middle of disarm? Actually, no, that actually does make a certain amount of sense that it would go off in the middle of disarming it. Means I messed something up, but oh well. But yeah, like the coming out of a dodge, because, I mean, eh. Hit with enough AoE effects and damage over time, and eventually things will fall over, I suppose. So, but yeah. Oh, it's also, forgot about this one, which is really the only solid launcher that mages have, or pure mages have. Only solid, actually, really the only launcher, because there is with scepters you can charge, and that does do a launch, but I don't know. It's like having scepters, which are like long-range projectile weapons, doing like combo-centric things like launchers and stuff like that. Seems kind of weird. And secret door. Hey, we got a scarab salts over there. Anything useful back here? Hmm. 10% chance to burn enemies when attacked, boost fire damage and mana. Versus +7 to... Let me just double check, yeah. We're at 300. So +7 armor is not great, especially compared to what we would lose in going over to that. not much better. Oh, it's gauntlets. Never mind, can't use those. I suppose one thing with the treasure tables, like the game doesn't, you know, really play favorites to one particular class and how things are distributed. Even for something like this, like the Scholarly Arcana, this is quest for the mages, but since you don't have to be a mage, I think actually when we took these on, took the initial ones of these, we were actually a mage. We just rolled up, yeah, because that was an ESA, we just rolled up and changed over our class to that, because sure, why the hell not? But I guess more relevantly, the Travelers, we were a warrior when we started those. And even though that's like the rogue, or the Donald Cuddy's ring. A humble brass ring with the initials DC scratched into the band. Anchor Edmure of Emir would likely... Oh, that's his buddy. Okay. And golden shards and all that. And everything's dead now. No, just some gold. Oop. Dodged a little too late there. And... oh! We already looped back to the beginning, okay. Oh.
I wondered when you would find me. Almost enough to make you believe in fate, isn't it? The woman I wore last time we danced wasn't as strong as this one. Perhaps I flatter myself to think I might offer a better challenge now.
What are you doing here?
Sideus, the Crystal Weir. That is what this place was called once. Much more appropriate a name than Shardfall, don't you think? My people have lost their appreciation for language, it seems. So much has changed since I last walked the world. That was long ago, when I learned the only answers worth seeking lie in death, mortal. Death, and death alone.
There's no need for bloodshed here.
Oh, how delightful you are. Such youth, such naivete. I could just devour you. Like I did that poor gem cutter I found in here. One day, perhaps I'll do just that. For now, though, I must conclude our dialogue. My time is wearing thin, and I tire of your prattle. This body has served its purpose. Let's see if you've learned any new tricks since our last meeting.
I learned that one. I learned quite a few tricks since our last battle. Grasp of the Dark Empyrean. Ah, that actually goes along with... actually, I think that's the main armor set you get. Not like the... this is more like the Warsong ones where you get like little pieces here and there. But really on its own it doesn't do much for us, so we'll take it for the moment. Froststone. The heck? Intricate crystalline structures spin fractals of ice deeply into the core of this frosty orb. That seems like it might be important, or at least like some powerful artifact. I suppose still leaves it as being important. Weird. Anything over here? Nope. Alright, so let's go tell that dude that some weird ancient evil wizard, evil question mark wizard, who's got a grudge against us, has decided to wear his friend, or decided to kill his friend. I suppose, thankfully, didn't try and wear his friend's corpse as a, you know, flesh puppet thing. Oh, hey.
If you learn what happened to my assistant, please let me know. Yeah, that's his ring, all right. What a shame. He had real talent and a promising future. Here, take these. I made them for Donald. To help him in his pursuits of sage crafting. But perhaps you can put them to good use. Later then.
Gem cutting hand wraps. Okay. Let's see. +1 to sagecraft, and then +5 to fire, ice, and lightning damage. Crafted with care, these hand wraps were fashioned by the sage crafter Anchor Edmure for his assistant Donald. After Donald was killed by Gwarg Windred, Edmure gave these gloves to another. Actually, I forgot to take a look at, this. These gloves emanate a dire sense of power and are styled in an antiquated manner. Alright, so I'm guessing we need to get our happy little butts back to Rathier now.
That's 5 gold over market.
Do
Over
not
common
miss
sense.
Leogriff's many marvels.
And now back to the Scully Arcana. Fortunately, there isn't a way to fast travel to that. You've got to go through Rathier, then run all through Rathier to get to it.
Oh, such a state. Welcome.
I'm surprised that we didn't level up there.
Greetings.
Maybe we were close enough that would get us a level up. I think the next level up, 2 maybe we might potentially be able to get before we start getting to final level trainers.
Ah, there you are. So you are the new initiate that has everyone talking. I heard how indispensable you were in stopping that necromancer in Melaglir. I am Erin Methneen. Savant Engar suggested that I congratulate you on what he estimated would be an inevitable victory, and that I give you this. Additionally, he requested that you meet him atop the mountain of Skycrown to the south. I have no idea why, but the note will likely explain further. Good luck!
Okay, so what's the note that he gave us say? To my favorite docent, I must offer my apologies for not being present upon your return to the East Chapter House. Continued ponderings regarding the It's not the Issa chapter house we went to, that whatever. Continued pondering regarding the intricacies of the magics involved in the Sunstone artifact you recovered have compelled me to attempt an experiment of sorts. Should you receive this missive in time, please consider yourself welcome to join me. I will be found atop the spire of Krethnech Tin3, Skycrown Mountain, as it is called. It shouldn't be difficult to find, as it is the only mountain in all of Arethel. Savant Anther Engar. P.S. Consider the copper ring accompanying this letter an official symbol of your promotion to the rank of Adept. Congratulations. Is it any good? Yeah. I mean, not bad, but with the stuff that we can do just through the fact that we have reached Destiny, Sorcerer, or that we've achieved the Sorcerer rank for magic or for sorcery, which gives us 20% mana cost reduction. Like, additional 8% I guess isn't bad, but eh. But we also, you know, have mana regeneration every second, so unless we are going ham with spells, which admittedly is kind of how we've been fighting, so...
Hello.
Actually, but even then, with how ham we've been going with high-level spells, I don't know. Alright, and this is California. Okay, cool. So, my list of stuff that gives information for the scaling does not know what this is scaled towards. That's nifty. I don't know, let's fight some things and see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to assume something higher than 30. And then again, that was a group of Ettins, so those things tend to be pretty durable anyway. Crude ebony staff. Nope, not anything super great. So, maybe not, I don't know. Ah, I see a dispellable chest over here. Oh, when we leveled up. Okay. Minor mana potion and some reagents and stuff. Alright, level up. So let's actually get that, so that way once we get on with the plot, we can basically craft armor that's going to make it so we don't need just regular armor, or that we don't need any armor we find anymore. And then probably after that, mercantile and, what was it, persuasion, the other one? Yeah, persuasion. We'll actually probably go with persuasion, because mercantile doesn't really do us much good anymore. Yeah. And, putting points, yeah, I'm just kind of dumping them into this, because I don't really know what else to do. I mean, I guess you could level up these, but yeah, current level, next level. Yeah, screw it. Now let's actually go with that. And unfortunately, we still, actually, yeah, it's 76, and you need 109. So, yeah. You can't get that until you have hit level 36, basically almost max level. Until you can get these single skill ones. I think the multi-class ones are kind of in a similar vein as well, but I'd have to double check numbers and all that. And I'm feeling lazy, especially, well, I'm feeling lazy, and it's not like it's specifically relevant right now anyway. I figured. That's why I don't like the attack after dodging. Because it's a bit too easy to accidentally trigger those when you're just trying to move out of range of the enemy's counterattack. That was dramatic for just you burning to death. Camera, thank you. Like, oh no, he took so much damage from the, damage over time burning, and then he just like explodes and stumbles backwards off of a cliff. I mean, I guess I can appreciate the dramatic, or the melodramatic way of dying, but still, it's a bit much, isn't it? Didn't notice you guys on the map at first. Oh, I thought it already was dead. Okay, it's dead, I guess. Well, now it's doubly dead because its corpse landed on a mine and blew it up. You don't usually get up from that. Ooh. That's 21 points. Not bad. Yeah. But we'll junk it. Because 21 points is a respectable armor boost, but we lose a couple of things by getting that armor boost that might outweigh that armor boost. Okay, you're dead. Cool. Nope. Okay. It's like, why is there a trap over here in this corner? Doesn't look like there's anything over there. I still don't know the answer, but there was definitely nothing in that corner. Ooh, a hard dispelling chance, huh? That was so difficult. I don't know if I was just lucky that I managed to pull it off. Oh. Alright, here's another one. Go. Ah, robes of the Dark Empyrean. These robes emit a dire sense of power and are styled in an antiquated manner. Alright, cool. Now Skycrown Peak. Let me guess, if you didn't know what Skycrown was, that doesn't even list Skycrown Peak. So yeah, probably scaled the same as Skycrown though. Which means it's actually probably scaled to our new level of 34. That's fun. Puppies go. Boom. Yeah, these things are definitely scaled far closer to our level in the last place, which is actually already pretty close anyway. Actually, we don't have a scepter we're carrying, so we'll take that. I'm not a big fan of scepters as weapons, but, you know, we keep the kit going. In case we find use for one. Yeah, I doubt it'll do that. Oh hey, there's a treasure chest over here. Talisman of Coagulation. Blocks... I don't have any talisman equipped? What? Blocks 38 damage. Okay. I'll take it. What was I equipped with? Because I swear I had something around my... No? Wait, what? Oh! Talisman, right, shields. And I didn't have a shield. Yes, we were equipping that. I forgot we didn't have a shield. Kind of dangerous thing to be, a dangerous situation to put yourself into. Actually, gauntlets. Neither one of those do us any good. Nope. Again, with just the great views that you get sometimes. How are you still not dead? There we go. Yeah, I don't have any numbers, but the scaling of this place, my guess, is very high. And it's scaled to what we're at right now, because that chump took way, way, way too much time to go down for any other explanation to make sense. Oh. Need to go through and reorganize. We got so many of these things, we might as well make use of them. No, I'm guessing easy way to get out of here. Anything down there? There might be something down there. Yep, there is something down there. Oh, a couple of things. Some skeletons we can loot. Robes of... Ooh! Okay. So, yeah, that is a boost of 43 plus... Yeah, that is a big boost. We do lose the fire resistance and the plus 25% to mana. But that's a basically 20% boost to armor. Yeah. That's actually an over 20% boost. Oh. 395. 71. It's still like somewhere around 20%. But we do lose the plus 25% to mana. Though, honestly... Actually, wait. $993. 802. I mean, still. Considering... $300 mana. And that's 150, 230. $200, 175. Like for the little stuff, like just not holding, just like quick casting Storm Bolt or Ice Barrage, we've got so much it doesn't matter. And for the bigger stuff, it's costs so much it doesn't really matter either. So yeah, King's Daggers, that doesn't really help us. Alright, well hey, we got a better piece of our main armor, so there's that. It's actually really important for mage builds because since the robes constitute both your body and legging armor, mages actually kind of get shortchanged for armor. Because they kind of, like, the robes only have about as much armor as one or the other of those that you would get from the other classes. But the other classes have 2 of those. Crude Spirit Weave Shoes. Yeah, no.
Criathnock Thintri, the Fae call it. Sky Crown Mountain. It's beautiful, isn't it? Like stars across the night sky, the varied elements of magic arrange themselves throughout our world in different patterns. This place is a convergence of one such pattern, a focus of the energies of air and light.
Like Outer Satus, or?
Exactly so. This place is to lightning what Aeod is to fire, or Sadeus is to ice. Your power has grown so much in so short a time. It is astonishing, really. I am proud to have guided you this far.
So what were you doing here?
At first, I thought I could contain her, that I could keep her at bay. But I was vain. Her power is vast, and she is tireless. Ever since your initiation trial, she has been worming deeper into my mind. She made me wait until you arrived. I cannot fight her any longer, so I must try to end it here. Now run! Run!
Oh. At least it went out in a nice big bang. I'm gonna head back to the caves. Something tells me he's at the ground level. Yeah, it's he's at the ground level. Alright then. That doesn't seem like a good thing. Kind of the opposite, actually. Seems like a pretty bad thing. All the corpses we've left in our wake. You know, suddenly I'm beginning to question if any of this is the right idea. I mean, we're kind of too deep in at this point, but you know, the tutor and the guy we looked up to just had to throw himself off a cliff because, again, for some reason, there's some long dead sorcerer who really has it out for me for some reason. And yeah, apparently the dude was possessing our kind of mentor and initiate, the person who made us initiate, whatever. Also, there's just lots of dead bodies between, you know, the entrance of this cave and where we saw him do that. You know, maybe violence isn't always the answer. But it's so much fun, it's hard to argue with. Where's his body at? Actually, that does sort of make sense. Question mark? Oh, hey, I got that taken care of, too. That little side quest that we've been not really paying attention to for how long now? What? Where's his body? The fact that he's not dead is relieving but worrying. I mean, he's not dead, but with what he was saying, that probably means he's possessed by the thing that's trying to kill us, and, you know, that ain't great news for anybody. At least of all of us. I guess, you know, if it does come to it, we are well equipped. I wanted this, sorry. And yeah, we're still on the path to get to him. I'm gonna make sure we hadn't strayed off the path too much or something like that. Okay, I don't have any. You didn't drop any items. I'm gonna keep going this way. Look, I don't really feel like dealing with you guys, and I have a win button, so I don't have to. The heck?
This mage was clever. It took a great effort to break his mind. And at the last moment, he sought to deny my victory. Unfortunately for you, he failed. Are you beginning to see the pattern, child? From flame and frost and storm, I take my form. Who am I?
What do you want?
How could you possibly understand the music that I move to? Does the hurricane explain to the reed why it roars? I am the hurricane, and you are nothing more than a reed, stubborn, unbent, and soon broken.
Let him go.
I have eaten the fruit of Irminsul, the Tree King, and sown blood into the fields of Aesir Danon. I have sucked marrow from the bones of Irathi, and listened to the laments of dying stars. I am the Empyrean, the dark-hearted, the Lady of Sorrow and Dust. I will not bow to your will. Now die!
Don't know why you were still standing when everything else was dead, but... Alright then. Celestial Fury. This tunic's former owner, noted pyromaniac Hockey the Baker, said, "Let's play with matches. If something catches, let's let it burn." That sounds like something you'd hear from a pyromaniac. Stormstone. Distant thunder echoes faintly, and as arcs of light illuminate the inky clouds of black and gray storming across the surface of this crystal sphere. And then the Sunstone. Well. Let's get our happy little butts back to Rathir. A lot's gone down. A lot has gone down, and it's probably time to tell somebody higher up in the organization.
10 years, this siege.
Do not miss Leogriff's many marvels.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Things have gone a little weird.
Good, you're back. As much as I'm dying to know what transpired atop Skycrown, that'll just need to wait until the Archsage is through with you. He requested you join him in his quarters, just around the corner down the hall.
Okay. Huh. Why did the Archsage want to see us? Well, we're actually near the end of this quest line, so I think we'll actually get this done in one video here. Alright. Seems that this is not counted as a dungeon, even though it looks quite like one. Hello? Intricate glyphs surround the body on the floor, seemingly drawn in the dead man's blood by his own hand. One empty space is visible within the complex pattern, located just above the prone man's head. Place your hand in... Okay, let's... Ah!
There you are. At last. I had hoped you'd come sooner. The curse is strong. That you are here at all is a godsend. The creature that has stalked the minds of our savants. Uala, Kadok, and Ethan. She is here. She has come for me. At last.
What curse?
The possession she used on the savants you encountered. I tried to fend her off. Though I stand before you, the sorceress has begun usurping other parts of my mind. I retained a part of myself and made the glyph that took you here.
So who is she exactly?
She is the one that has stalked the minds of our greatest mages. But there is a more troubling history than that. Once I have been freed, there will be plenty of time to discuss her true nature.
So how can we stop her?
I am not the Archsage without cause. I had prepared myself for this manner of attack. It is how I can speak with you now. She is assuming control of my uncontrolled thoughts. I cannot venture out of this sanctum, lest I fall to her. You must thwart her plans. Take this, the true history of our order. It is the only help I can give you now.
I'm sorry. The title of that book has me a little curious. The book seems similar to the other versions you've seen throughout the Scholarly Arcana. The Dark Empyrean. But he said this is the true history. And so it came to pass in the years of strife, when the tyrant queen Sedanis had sown the fields of Earthel thigh deep with blood, 3 unlikely souls found their way out of the dark. The first was a man named Eladon Bloodgood, a Varani shaper. He came to Earthel from far to the north, searching the world for the knowledge of stone. After refusing to build a temple in Sedanis' name, he was cast into prison. The second was a gnome named Maris Torix, a gifted Gnosticant. He had long ago left the safety and comfort of his libraries to travel the world to learn of things with his own eyes. For teaching a doctrine different from the unquestioning worship of Sedanis and her regime, he too was cast into prison. The third was born deep within the dungeons of Rathir, a young Alfar girl named Eleanor Bray, who grew to maturity blinded by the darkness that was her only home. Upon Eleanor Bray's ascension to adulthood, deep within the dark of the Empyrean's prisons, the gifts of elemental magics came to her. In fury, the girl burned the dungeon to the ground. Guided by Masters Torix and Bloodgood, she learned to wield her gift, and together the 3 of them dared to fight against the tyrant queen. Word spread quickly of a new group of masters, mages, and artisans who would teach any willing to learn. In time, others courageous enough to challenge the Empyrean's might came forward, and what had started with a resistance of 3 quickly became 10, then 100, then 1,000. Terrible battles of magic were waged. Thousands perished. Entire cities were scoured from the face of the world, and untold horrors were birthed as each side tried desperately to craft the means of their victory. The Empyreans sought the destruction of their enemies by any method. No sacrifice was too great, no atrocity too horrid. The darkest and the foulest of arts was pursued, and the cost of the populace was unrivaled by that of anyone's memory. But the light of the 3 refused to be extinguished. The strength of Master Bloodgood, his wisdom and his skill, set the form and foundation of their hope. The brilliance of the Master Torix, his knowledge and his insight unlocked the chains of their bondage. And the passion of Mistress Bray, her spirit and her fury, lit the way to freedom. What none could do alone, these 3 achieved together. 7 years after earning their freedom, high upon the heights of the spire of Rathir, they battled Sedanis, and the Dark Empyrean was prisoned. Too powerful to be destroyed, she was contained beneath what would become the ground for the Scholarly Arcana, sealed away by the arcane glyphs and the ruins of our 3 founders. Here she will remain, and you, Archsage, are the only sentinel of her prison. For on this foundation was the Order built, to reach the greatest extents of knowledge, lest the reign of the Dark Empyrean returns again. Guard this wisdom and find a worthy successor. Different paths had led each into the chains of slavery, but it was there that they each found strength from the other, and the together found their freedom, and so it was that the Scholarly Arcana came to be. Okay, interesting. So she is the Dark Empyrean, I'm guessing, Lady Sedanis, or however you say it. Mantle key. The strange key was found in the Archsage's mind. The possession begins. Okay. I have too many books in my inventory. Huh? Ah, there it is. It has come, what Empyrean has warned me of. The fear that has plagued the mind of every archsage of our order has come to pass. She has awoken. She has found a way from her cell. Though when such a time came, it would prove to be a more marked event than that we would notice as the harbinger of her freedom. And though I had reports of an initiate whose trial killed some savants and drove others to madness, she did not appear immediately. And that was her greatest triumph. For all that we know of her, we expect her appearance to be marked by cataclysm and chaos. The raging storm has no need of subtlety and cleverness, for with a whim its winds can rip flesh from bones and burn all in its path. But she knew we would gird ourselves for such assaults, and connived to overwhelm the strongest of our orders from the shadows. And now there are 2 left, myself and the mind of the initiate who was present at her summoning. Even now I feel my mind beginning to falter. Athan Engar must have fallen, and with him there is but one left whom I can support in earnest to assume the mantle of Archsage. But I cannot falter yet. I will summon the once-was initiate here, and with aid wrest control of my mind free from the dark sorceress. To have my mind be walked upon is troubling. There are many things in here I wish no one to face or learn, for they are the things I had to rid myself of long ago, when I assumed leadership of the Scully Arcana. But if she is to be felled, it must be rid of her. Or I must be rid of her. Words. Okay. Spirit Weave robes. No, that's what we already have. They have more sockets for gems, but we don't really have any gems, so I'm not too concerned with that. The mantle patronage key and the mantle passes. He has passed, but after but a few weeks upon attaining level of savant, I was summoned to the chambers of the Archsage, deep in the cavern beneath our chapter house. I found him on the floor, struggling for breath, but otherwise still. Helped to his senses, he reveals that he was dying, and though Belen had reached out to take it from him, he had yet to draw him into death. It was then that he laid everything bare. No truth was omitted, no lie spoken. The true purpose of our order, the true meaning of our values and studies were after all my life made plainly understood, and with that he passed the band of cloth, the ring of the Archsage, into my hand. I was to take the reins, he said, for better or worse it had to be me. Alright. Undo the possession, okay. Alright, I've actually been finding that charged ice spell is actually a lot more useful than I thought it would be. Left key, an odd patronage. Archsage Ephraim has taken me into his confidence once more, though I do not know why. Were I to appraise my skills honestly, I have only a tolerable competency and interest in gemcraft and alchemy. I found some small enjoyment in the art of creating and dispelling wards, but there's only one application of the craft that I truly find myself attracted to and master of, battle magic. At first, it was no small shame of mine that, unlike the scholastic brethren I trained with for the majority of my life, I did not wish to live my life always in the library. My father, from what little I call of him, lived part of his life as a warrior, and I suppose that blood was passed down to me. But still, what use would I be as an apprentice to the Archsage of our order? Should that rank not go to a better rounded student of magic? I know little of the Archsage's duties. Indeed, I believe it was my inquiries regarding this ignorance that first brought myself to Archsage Ephraim's attention. But should they not act as custodian to the whole business of the order, and not merely one part of it? There are many better candidates amongst my peers who, upon noticing Archsage Ephraim's increased attention to myself, have made similar claims in less polite terms, to be fostered by one as the Archsage. I do not wish a chain of ink and parchment on myself as long as magic changes. As long as magic changes, there will always be battles to be fought with it. So he was a young war mage, and then somehow he became the Archmage. Interesting.
Persistent, aren't you? From ruins to mountaintops. Even in the mind of your pathetic arch-sage, who, despite you standing here, has given up hope. In fact, right now he is trying to tell you it is useless to fight Ciara Sedanis.
How are you manipulating him?
In all the minds I have seen, there have been none that carried such indifference as this arch-sage. Does he care about the wars that wage across his land? No. Does he care for the lives of his subordinates? Not in the slightest. He long ago surrendered to the inevitability of my return.
So you are Ciara Sedanis,
Yes.
then?
I am the tyrant queen of the Dark Empyrean. The fools of the Scholia Arcana believe I was killed, but the Arch-Sage knows the truth. It is, perhaps, why he has surrendered all hope. He knows I cannot be defeated, only delayed.
You know how this will end.
As does this Arch-Sage. Look at this man. He is a pawn of fate, completely surrendered to it. He has hidden this apathy from the world, but now, let it be seen. The demons of this man's mind are yours to contend with, child.
Loot indifference. that is a sentence right there. That's finesse. Calculation. Ooh, 21 points. That's like a 5% increase. Not bad. Boost the fire damage. I have to think on that one. So then over here is the other half. I wonder what we'll deal with there. It was indifference on the one side, which apparently involved very violent demons. I'm not sure I see any connection, but hey, whatever. Unlock the human's talent. Weird. We haven't found the key for that yet. Alright, sure. Glowing bridge over... Their glowing invisible bridge over nothing. It's fine. So what are you?
And so my attempts to foster his indifference seem to have met their end. It does not matter. I have accomplished all I would have liked to. My freedom is guaranteed, so I can focus my attentions on you. You are my closest friend, after all. You served your purpose well.
What do you mean, my purpose?
Do you not understand, child? It was your initiation that freed me. The magic of the spell could not find your potential, and so it chose the greatest power this world has ever known.
Leave the Archsage is mine.
Yes, it is a tawdry thing, after all. But his goals and ideas are too delicious to leave alone. And all around us you can see the parts of himself he sacrificed, just to reach this pathetic level of power. Let us reawaken some of these cast-offs. I think they might enjoy it. Yep.
The Wild Flame. Oh wow, yeah, we got a lot of keys here. Left key. Left key and the patronage key. But neither one of those are apparently what we need to open those two. How strange.
Well done, Adept. I no longer feel the prying of Sardanis on my mind. You have freed me of her. Thank you, Adept. By freeing me of her influence, I can distill for you those thoughts you have liberated. From my ambition, I can impart to you an indomitable resolve. From my indifference, I can craft a fearless impartiality. The choice is yours.
How can you give this gift exactly?
I am the Archsage, but I am also a human. There were certain flaws of character that I had repressed. Sardanis intensified those flaws until they threatened to overcome me. By destroying them, you freed me of these flaws. I can give you the knowledge of this freedom.
Okay. Now, this decision is what generates basically the twist of fate for the finishing of this set of quests. They both end up with the same thing, but I think I will choose discipline. Imbued with tempered ambition of Archsage Calidus, you are filled with the hardened resolve and feel capable of achieving any goal. +5 elemental resistance, +1 to sorcery abilities.
Indeed, you have shown enough of it on your own for one lifetime. But we will need all we can muster to face the coming storm. Now, are we able to depart? We have much to do in order to begin.
So, send me back then.
When we return, speak with me. The sorceress will not be suffered any longer.
Alright. So let's head out of here. Because, of course, this isn't quite the end. Even though we have gotten the twist of fate, we have not reached the end of this quite yet.
Greetings.
We have to go meet the Archsage out in the tier.
I am sure you have questions, and I shall do my best to answer them. First, let me say this. No adept in the history of the Scholia Arcana has earned the Savant's Ring more than you. Take it with my gratitude. Now prepare yourself. The time for suffering the predations of our enemy is at an end. It is our turn to strike.
So what is it you're proposing exactly?
It is time for you to learn the truth of our order. The truth of Sierra Sedanus and the fall of the Dark Empyrean. Sierra Sedanus was never killed, Savant. She was imprisoned within the very stones of Rithia. Because of you, she has awakened, and though trapped, she has proven formidable. Now to destroy her, we must release her.
Why is it my fault exactly?
When Ethan Engar cast the ritual for your initiation trial, he created a magic whose purpose was to conjure that which could challenge your potential. None could have anticipated that. To do so, the magic of the ritual would actually find Sedanus, buried deep within her prison. The smallest part of her consciousness was summoned into your trial. Once awakened, she began using the minds of those involved to craft her escape.
So who else knows the truth of this?
The truth of the Scholia Arcana's founding, its true purpose, is a secret that has been passed down from Archsage to Archsage. We have many savants within our order, those supremely gifted in the arts of alchemy or sagecrafting or scholarship. But there is a reason that Archsages are chosen according to their mastery of war magic, because one day Sedanus will return, and one must be prepared to face her.
Alright, what do I need to do?
Since her awakening, Sedanus has been reaching out from her prison and possessing mages within our order. Her goal was the creation of 3 elemental keys: the sun, storm, and frost stones that you hold now. We will use these keys exactly as Sedanus intended. We will free her, and I will kill her.
Alright, let's do this.
The brilliant Savaladan Bloodgood led the founders to build the very grounds of the Scholia Arcana into a spell. The glyph that imprisons Sedanus. Let the magic guide you. Walk the grounds and place each key with the appropriate founder, and the spell will be undone. When Sedanus is free, join me at the center of the glyph. She will emerge, and I shall make my stand. Good luck.
Alright, so Storm Stone has been placed. Okay, so I guess we have to do this one then. Alright. Frost Stone in place.
Harmonies of the spell glyph unraveling. Why does the no? Stay back. You must.
So long I have anticipated this moment. to savor the sweet taste of freedom, and to destroy the legacy of those that imprisoned me. And I owe it all to you. From the beginning, you've played your part with a bright perfection, each step in harmony with my will. Fool. So much potential. It is a pity I have to kill you now.
What did you do to the Archsage?
Archsage. What silly titles you children use. That wretch would have been a servant in the Dark Empyrean. But rest assured, he is safe now. Deep within the very same spell that bound me. And he will rot there for all eternity.
Let's get this over with.
How eager you are. I'm the one who spent the last 7 centuries trapped within a prison. Very well. Until today, you've tasted but a glimmer of my power. Now behold the might of the Dark Empyrean!
Alright, so one thing with this boss fight is since the scaling is actually based to the first time that we entered this area, it's not very difficult to end up over-leveled for this fight even after everything else, so that this, her final form, is actually somewhat weaker than her normal form. You know what? Screw this. Why is everything blurry suddenly? Alright, we have some unfinished business here, lady. Cowl of the Dark Empyrean, the last part of the set.
You have done what no other member of our order could. You have faced Ciara Sedanus and emerged victorious. After your trial of initiation, Jubal Calidus gave this to me. I realize now he meant for you to have it upon his death. The Scholia Arcana owes you everything, and are now yours to command, Archsage.
Alright. And so,
Greetings,
with that,
Archsage.
we gain a house here in Rathier. Specifically, it's over here. Oh wait, this way.
Hello.
Hello, yourself. The Archsage's quarters. Which is why on the map you notice there's a mirror and a stash when we were in here initially. Because this is now our home in Rathier, to go along with all the other random player homes we've accumulated over the course of this journey. But with that, let's see. Let's go ahead and put that back in. Put that back in. Let's see. So, decked out as if we were someone from the Order of the Dark Empyrean, which gives us 2+2 to sorcery, plus mana, plus health, though isn't actually as strong as what we were wearing before. But, well, with that, that finishes up the quest for the Scalia Arcana, which leaves us with not a lot left to do other than continue with the plot. And there are a few loose ends, little optional quests we can take care of, which we'll probably do next time. But it's been quite a lengthy video today, so I think we're going to call it a day. And so, tune in next time for whatever it is we end up doing. And until then, as always, later folks.